4, 5, 6. Microphones are on. Doing the Big Daddy camera switching over. Look at the weird angle. Yeah, everybody make fun of the circus freak. It looks like the pod track is moving up and down. It looks like Streamlabs is moving side to side. And I figured you guys needed my profile. It's my best side. Then you just stare at me this way all night, and you guys, I know you're, look at the women in the audience right now, swooning. You're swooning. Listen, you see this right here? I can turn this down, but I can't turn it off. You're just going to have to deal with it. I'll turn it down, not to be too distracting, but you're going to have to deal with that. All right. Welcome to Gen X Talks live stream. It's not a podcast. It's a live stream. I don't know what the fuck the differences are. I mean, a podcast is a podcast. A live stream is a live stream. But people do live podcasting. Are those automatically live streams? Or is this a podcast that's not pre-recorded? I don't fucking know. I barely know what I'm doing. I'm responsible for my only bodily functions, and that's it.
You know
Anything what?
Hold on. You haven't posted a donation at the top for
God.
YouTube.
Oh, fuck.
Slacking.
Okay, hold on.
Press the little purple crowns.
I don't know what the purple crowns are. Like, right as we started, there's certain people that have purple crowns. I say, golly, what does that mean? I don't fucking know. Do you think I did it? You think I just picked? You think Jeremy B, I decided to give him a purple crown with a number 2. Just, yeah, fuck it. Purple crowns for everybody.
YouTube thing.
It's a YouTube thing. So I don't know what was going on. He'd ask me questions like that. All right. So we had stuff. Let me get the little tilt right here to see a little bit more back of what's going on behind me. That's about where we need to be. All right. So welcome to the show. Now we can't officially start until we kick this pig, right? Everybody says break a leg. On our staff threads and our community threads before we begin, we say tits out. Tits out is our version of break a leg. It's been that way for years. You guys know that. So tits out, break a leg. Let's kick this pig. But we can't begin until when? You guys know we got to drink. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to drink whiskey and I'm going to tell you a bunch of lies. Your job is to drink whiskey and believe my lies. Now, this really doesn't work if I'm the only one drinking, does it? So what I need you to do is just calm down. Stop what you're doing. Stop. What are you fucking walking around for? Stop. You had all day to be walking around. It's time to sit, all right? So put the cat out, let the dog in, pull the drapes, dim the lights, sit back in your comfortable chair with an adult beverage in each hand. Why? Because cats don't seem to like the program. Dogs love it. I'm not sure what's going on there, but that's the instructions I'm giving you. Let's just, right? Look at that view right there. You see that? That sun is coming in through a $1.2 million view. That is, the sun is now setting in that picture over the mountains around South Lake Tahoe, coming through the BOTGN, bottom of the Glass Nation glass. This is Sun Valley Fox providing that. He's from the Foxhole out in Minden, Nevada. He's got his shot glass. Do you have yours? No? You didn't order one? You don't have one? He's got a numbered shot glass. You don't have a numbered shot glass. You're just drinking out of an old Dixie cup right now. Don't worry. The Trailer Trash Club has Dixie cups this big, and they're like red Solo cups made just for you. And you can have one too. We'll send you one for free. I'm drinking. You're drinking. Raise a glass. Circle the wagons. And let's begin.
Hey everybody, Gen X Mom. For those of you over on YouTube, those purple crowns that you're seeing are brand new. It's a community leaderboard. So every live stream, the leaderboard resets. You can get a crown by leaving live chat messages or super chats or super stickers. And throughout the stream, you'll have first, second, and third place. That's what's going on, babe.
Okay.
Thank you, Trippy Pineapple.
I think the more times you call me handsome, I think your score goes up. I think the more times you leave me $1.50 and change, your score goes up. I'm not officially sure, but it's no harm in trying. Call me handsome, leave me $1.50. No harm in trying that, is there? Now, let's get to the heart of the matter, because this is like no other show we've done. That's not true. We've done a bunch of these. But it's like not what you expected. Stand by. I know exactly what's going on. I have to right click. I'll take care of this. Stand by.
Unbelievable.
Shut up. This is how trained broadcast professionals handle their business.
That's right.
High quality dead air.
This is some high quality dead air. Okay, let's see. Now to the new mics. We go copy. Copy that. We go to.
He wants to know if you broke the butt.
We did not break the butt. No, the butt's okay. The butt was hydrating. We're good. All right, now you can hear. And they can hear us now.
Me?
The lights are green. The trap is clean. And like the Ghostbuster says,
Lights are hot.
that's one fucking big Twinkie. All right, but we're not done yet. No. Justin Shy thought he was escaping. He was not. He thought, good. Gen X Mom's on there twice. I'm free. Oh, da-da-da-dum. I should put it on both of them, shouldn't I? That would have been funny. We got, I don't know. Iceman comes in. I haven't seen Iceman in years. Now he shows up looking like ZZ Top's anorexic stepchild. And then we got Justin Shy, who I thought he was 12 years old, and he's older than Ice. I don't know what's going on. And I wasn't even drinking. It wasn't even like it was my fault. I didn't even start this mess. All right, there we go. Yeah, good. So zoom in, take a big drink. Yeah. All right, so now do we have everybody where they're supposed to be? Can we start going on with this? Okay. Is there anything between the sheets you need to tell us?
Let me go check. Jeremy Underhill started the night with 5 new memberships on YouTube.
Appreciate that.
It's muted after switching screens.
We did that. We fixed that.
Okay, all right. The shoeless one, $2. Ashley is the $2 you know what. Is that who it is?
I think it is Ashley. Who guessed that?
Stand by. I forgot who said it.
You just said it.
I know. Shoeless one.
How would you guys get that? A $2 whore, and I didn't. What is it? Did two jars went in? There's no jar on this screen either. There might not be a jar. Can I put a jar on this one? I bet I can. Watch this. Bum 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 bum. And look at that jar right there with Iceman. Okay.
All right, I got one more.
Yeah, go ahead.
Colonel Sanders Cluckfuckers. Remember him? That's their name.
Colonel Sanders Cluckfuckers?
That is correct.
That's the guy's name.
Yes.
You know, you get to choose your own name. You know that when YouTube says, how would you like everyone to see you? You could pick Bob. You can pick Tricycle. You can pick anything. And you pick, what do you pick?
Colonel Sanders Cluckfuckers.
Wow.
That took a lot of thought.
That is a fucking cry for help if I've ever heard one. I hope you tell your therapist about that because that'd be some inside information. All right, go ahead.
Bay Road. Hello, great general and gorgeous Mama X. Montana Mama and I love the show as always. Glad you all got moved safely. Have a great night.
Who got moved safely?
I know, right?
My ass is still down here in California at the southern compound, 200 feet below occupied California. Safely entrenched. Huh. All right, so we talked about below me to my left and to your bottom left there is Iceman from Bodfish, and then to your upper right, which is to my left, which is that way, that guy on my screen. That's Justin Shy, and we're not telling you how he got his name. We're not telling you how Iceman got his name. I can't zoom in on Gen X Mom tonight. Mama X, your queen. I can't zoom in because of the Elgato camera, but let's face it, this is okay because it's zoomed out far enough. We get the face and the boobs in one shot. I don't have to pick. I don't have to keep moving the camera up and down. We can just stay right here, and everybody's happy. So we were supposed to. Gen X Mom was not supposed to be in this chair.
Yeah.
Who was supposed to be sitting in this chair tonight?
Shut the fuck up, Donny.
Shut the fuck up, Donny. And shut the fuck. What's that?
Where's Donny?
Where's Donny?
Where's Donny?
Donny.
Thank you very much, Donny.
Donny has a new woman in his life, and he's tending to her needs at the moment.
What happened to bros before hoes?
Yeah.
This bro doesn't provide what a hoe may do for him. So
I'm not asking you to put out for shut the fuck up, Donny. I was just asking you to convince him to put it off an hour.
It would have been great and fun to have him here. I'm very disappointed in the guy. I'll never forgive him.
No.
And
he's off my Christmas card
he's
list.
on the shit list.
We're done.
Yeah.
He had his chance and he fucked it up.
Chose a girl.
He chose a girl.
I mean, I got to be honest with you. I've chosen girls before also.
We all have.
But not in situations like this, man.
In a dire do or die scenario, he's let us down.
I'm angry about this. This injustice will not stand. In the parlance of our time. Wait, does he know what we're talking about?
He's seen The Big Lebowski.
What, like once?
We were talking about it earlier even. Yeah, he knows The Big Lebowski.
He does.
Yeah.
You do.
Not as thoroughly as you and I.
Not yet.
Because I can ask a couple questions here. We'll find out. We'll do a little gentle probing, not like the aliens that picked you up last summer. Gentle probing.
Wow.
And I find out how much you know.
Yeah.
Big Lebowski.
Lebowski.
Yes.
He didn't even know about the big the Jeff Bridges movie. Yeah. You know what?
Because I was telling him.
You were obviously not a golfer.
I was telling him how Shut the Fuck Donny got his name.
Yeah.
And that is directly correlated with the Big Lebowski.
Directly.
So, directly. I mean,
Not even indirectly.
ripped from the script.
Yeah. Taken right out of there.
Danny H is saying Justin really ties the stream together.
Yeah.
There we go. Danny H. Justin really ties the stream together, does he not?
That's from the Big Lebowski.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There you go. There
I'm
you
just
go.
telling you. That was a good pull.
That was.
I'm telling you what. The more Danny H. chimes in, we brought Danny H. on staff as the janitor. We needed a janitor. Danny H. volunteered.
Okay.
So he's now part of the staff thread.
All right.
And so as we talk during the day about stuff, and we say things not always about Gen X talks, and but it's only staff members in that thread. He throws out some stuff.
Yeah.
That is identical to what I say. He throws out a movie. He did a UHF reference today. Weird Al Yankovic,
Really?
UHF.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody knew what the fuck he was doing but me. I knew exactly who Stanley Spadowski was.
Yeah.
And I even know the voice he makes in the movie. And he puts up a little image, and the crickets were everywhere. And I'm like, I totally get this.
Yeah.
But that's happening more and more. Danny H. is throw stuff out that that is right at the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
On my I have a list that I go off of. It seems like we have the same list, so that's a helpful one.
I've only seen that movie one time, and it was on Comedy Central. And I'm sure it was edited and censored like crazy. I'm sure there was more stuff that goes on in the movie. It's kind of like Breakfast Club. I never knew they got high and sat there and all that. I thought they were just I thought they were just having.
How could you not know they got high?
I only saw it on television. So like when I was seeing it in like 1994, when I was 13 years old, it was they didn't show the part of them getting high.
Let me help you out.
It just showed them dancing like
Yeah, and you didn't know why.
Well, let me help you out. That you still haven't seen it yet.
I still have not seen like the theatrical release.
Yeah.
No,
No,
I haven't.
you haven't. Because I guarantee before Blockbuster Video went out of style, that's not a movie you would go pick.
No, I
You would not
wouldn't.
race home from school or work and get to Blockbuster first and
And
hope there was a copy of Breakfast Club left.
And I wouldn't pay $3.99 to watch it on Amazon or YouTube or I wouldn't.
To be fair, that's one you need to own.
Come on, I mean,
Yeah.
I think
have it.
I think I could live and die without it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me see. Out of all the DVDs my wife gave you, was that one of them? Hey, turn your phone off, you trained broadcast professional.
Look who's talking.
My phone's off. For Christ's sake.
But
So,
yeah, go ahead.
you've heard the story before. We moved from Oregon.
Yeah.
And I put a big dumpster on the side of my house and went to work, came home. The dumpster was full. She went through all my shit in my house and just, this dumpster was 20 feet long.
Jeez.
And it was 8 feet tall and it was overfilled. And I went, that's all my stuff in there.
Yeah.
She goes, you don't need any of it. She went through the whole house. So, and then she throws away, I had 1,000 or 1,100 VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
And then I build my collection back up. I have about 2,000 DVDs.
I remember. It was
You
ample.
got some of them.
It was ample.
It was ample. You probably got 200 of them.
I got plenty. Yeah.
They're all gone now. I think I have one box of them. That's it. All the other ones are gone. She got
your
rid of
most
them.
treasured ones.
I have no idea. She picked the ones that I think were the most treasured ones.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I have begun another collection.
Yeah.
On Apple TV,
Sure.
digitized. She can't get rid of those.
Nope.
Can't fuck. And now I make fun of her and say, "Well, I'm buying it." It's like what they say on Men in Black. It was, I guess, buy the White Album again for the third time.
Yeah.
Because every time it comes out,
Yeah.
you got to buy the White Album again. You get it on vinyl and you get it on 8-track, then cassette. I was teasing her. I said, "Well, look, I'm buying all these movies again. Gonna have 1,000 of them again." She goes, "They don't take up any space. I could give a shit." Just buy whatever you want. They don't take up 1 ounce of space in my house.
It's up in the cloud.
Yeah, she didn't care. So
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck. Even in my effort to dethrone her on that topic, I still lost.
What do
You got something between the sheets, honey?
I might. Rowdy Bobby tonight is celebrating 23 months on YouTube. Danny H says, for $5, I'm installing a fire hose in the woodshed to drink from.
Yeah, you're gonna need to. No sparklets or airhead bottles in the woodshed.
And Mama X is celebrating 27 months on YouTube.
The station's been around for 4 years. Why aren't you at the forefront of that?
I don't know.
So just for those of you who don't know, what happens is that on all the platforms there's moderators. You got YouTube and you got Facebook and you got X, sometimes Rumble and sometimes Twitter or Twitch and TikTok. But there's moderators out there. When you see the stream go by, when you guys comment, there's a moderator. If you say something cool, they copy it, they screenshot it, and they put it in Google Sheets. Okay, and that all of the platforms go to Google Sheets. Gen X Mom, your queen, my wife, who is usually to my left, but now it's to my corner down here. A circle takes a square down there, and what she does is she's waiting in the sheets for all of the stuff that you guys need, which is exactly where I want my wife waiting. Want her to wait in the sheets and speak when I want her to speak. Speak only when spoken to. That's what has to happen. It's a man's world right now. And in the sheets, that's where she waits. So if you guys got something to say, it'll go there. Then you just got to wait and see if we comment. Now, if you say something stupid and you're waiting, no one's going to copy and paste. No one's going to write it down. No one gives a shit what you're saying. So be creative, be original. You got me? Good. Glad you're coming along with that. Now,
I am also monitoring Addie's graduation at the moment.
oh yeah.
So why
So
don't you tell people?
we will have to cut away at some point. Addie is giving a speech for her dad gave a speech at his high school graduation. She petitioned the court and won that she can give a speech at her high school graduation, and did not tell her family. So as they're there in the stadium, or as the school is putting this out live on a live stream, you can see it. Well, we have another screen with that live stream booted up, ready to go. It's supposed to work. We'll try it. And when it's her turn to go to the podium and speak, which should be towards the beginning, we'll cut to that, listen to her speech if we can hear it, and then we'll cut away. We'll make fun of everything she said, tease her because she's young, and we'll move on with the program. Or at least that's on the agenda. Are we good with that?
Yeah, we hope we can see that.
We hope it works, but we don't have any technical people here. There's no Briggs. There's no Trippy Pineapple. You guys are relying on my expertise on how all this shit works. So it's a crapshoot at best. All right. So
We're all at graduation tonight.
people of the good ship, hear me speak. We got to go down through some history. We got to cover some stuff because you guys don't know anything about what we're talking. How did Iceman from Bodfish? I can't even tell you his name because I told someone how he got his name one time, and he took me aside and said, "Never tell anybody that again." Do you remember that? You said, "Don't ever tell people."
Yeah. Yeah.
So I didn't. Years ago, I quit telling people.
Someone deduced it, I think, also.
I think one person did because they were here at a barbecue and went, "Hey, man."
Yep.
But other than that, no, nobody knows. You're just Iceman from Bodfish.
Yep.
Currently, with your ass glued to a desk I don't know what you do now. What do you do now?
I'm doing quality control for a concrete company. I know it's fascinating, isn't it?
You do quality control for a concrete company?
So I go out to the job sites or to the plants where the concrete gets loaded into trucks, and I take samples of that. I take samples of their aggregates. I grab samples of the cement powders and get them back to the lab.
I thought you were going to this is the dumbest thing. My dumb
I told you,
mechanics
man,
brain.
it's nothing fascinating.
It's like I do quality control for concrete.
Yeah.
So he goes out and waits till they pour the concrete and it cures.
Yeah.
And he drills a hole in it and goes, "This is no good."
No, I grab it when it's fresh.
Oh, okay.
And then it gets cured back at the lab.
So is this one of those things where you really know what you're doing, or do you just rub it between your fingers, taste it a little bit, and go, "Yeah, it's all right. It's pretty good. We're good."
I mean, there's a few aspects that you call by your eyeball. You eyeball it.
Yeah.
But there are sciencey steps as it's going through the cure process. You make multiple samples into a 8-inch tall, 4-inch diameter cylinder. You can pack it in there. You make 10 of them, and so they bust one they bust two after 1 day. They bust two after 3 days. They bust two after 7 days, 28 days, 56 days. So as it goes through the aging process, you can determine the strength increase, and you're looking for an optimal strength achieved so many days or weeks in, that whichever the customer is looking for. So if they're doing something simple like a house floor, they should be hitting 100% strength within a week easily.
Yeah.
But when they're doing high-rise stuff with 10,000 PSI junk, some super high sophisticated technical concrete, it's a different story.
See, if I drive on it,
rate that's nice and gradual.
Yeah. If I drive on it, doesn't crack, I'm happy.
Well, buildings fall down because they have poor structures, so.
No, I'm not a structural guy. How long have you known Iceman?
I'm going to say about, 3 years?
3 years. 3 years sounds right.
Coming up on 3 years.
So there's a ton of shit I can tell you about him.
that he's never heard.
You'd never heard.
Never ever.
Stories you've never heard.
Never imagine.
No.
He could never imagine me having done them.
No.
No.
Did you know that he invested money because he was going to print T-shirts? And he bought all the fucking gear, like a real print shop.
We talked about this before.
The whole fucking thing.
You mentioned
Me having
something.
printed T-shirts, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, the weird part about that is that you bought all that gear. Mm-hmm. You failed miserably, like you do at everything in life.
I wasn't a shrewd businessman.
No. And then you ended up, how did I get involved in your gear? Like you sold it to someone you sold it to someone and then they ended up coming to me.
I bought it from someone that had already done work for you.
Oh, that was it. You bought their stuff.
I can't remember his name at the moment.
I don't know, he's a cop. A sheriff.
No.
Son was a sheriff?
Son was a sheriff.
Son was a sheriff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name at the moment.
Because
nice guy. Super
nice guys,
super
yeah.
sweet guy.
Yeah, there was that one, and then
but he couldn't do the work anymore because he had a disability, a disorder, to where when he would exert muscle, energy, strength, his veins could bleed and his veins would burst.
You bought their
I-
stuff with all their screens.
I bought all his everything he had.
So
under
he
his roof.
buys that stuff
Yeah.
and has my screens for my business
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
Because he's pulling them out. He's like, holy shit.
Who's this guy? Who's
Yeah,
this guy? Who's that guy? You know, kind of thing.
that was another weird one. My dad, my biological dad was Wild Bill. And he Vietnam, ran with Hell's Angels, Southern California, Newhall chapter. I spent a few years in the trenches and then with him. And so I got a lot of stories. A lot of whiskey, weed smoking stories. A lot of gold stories from these old guys. And I think Wild Bill probably had 1,000 gold stories, hidden gold, treasures, lost, this and that. 3 of them turned out to be true. And I've told 2 of them over the last 4.5 years. I've told 2 here. I got drunk. We sat down. I shut off streams, did just cut off all these other streams, kept it to just YouTube or members only. And I've told 2 of them. But I've held one back all these years that I have hinted to. I have alluded to, but I have not given much of anything at all on it. And that one's the Los Padres mine.
I actually told him all about it.
What the fuck, man?
I'm sorry, man.
It's my shit. Not buffering on my end, and our numbers are great.
Everybody's saying it is right now.